BG3 just got another hotfix. We also got some insane statistics from launch, a bunch of tips and tricks Megathread with no spoilers, and we also got to talk about some official new D&D stuff as well. We got a lot to talk about. What's up, world? We're back in the video. We're checking out all things Baldur's Gate 3. Okay, so let's just jump into that hotfix, as it is a very, very quick and small update. And this is only hotfix 2.1. They said that hotfix 3.0 is currently being worked on, but there is a few notable things in the Steam update here. They said here, hello everyone. As it turns out, many of you are doing so much in BG3 that some of your personal story databases, where your choices and actions are stored, got too big. We now made the size infinite, or at least infinite as you have storage space, to account for the sheer amount of things you're doing on all of your journeys. And yeah, I could definitely tell my save files are massive. In fact, I think my save file now is up to like 13 or 14 gigs. Absolutely insane. I've never dealt with a game that has this big of a save file size. Although I don't mind at all, as I finally have the storage space for all that stuff, as well as I completely understand why it needs to have all of that in there. There is so much complexity with this game and the outcomes and everything. I totally understand why these saves are so massively huge. It does beg the question if things like Steam Cloud and all this stuff are going to be able to hold up and everything. I don't really have that much left for my Steam Cloud. I wonder what I'm going to do with that there to sync the saves, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. They also mentioned that as of today, they are reactivating cross saves as they near the PlayStation 5 launch. So it looks like those were disabled entirely. I do think the option was still there in the settings. However, yeah, there was no reason to have a cross save. Some people were saying because of Steam Deck, which does make sense there, although I believe that you wouldn't need to have that cross save enabled because it would already be uploading to Steam itself. So it would be using the Steam Cloud save and not necessarily the cross save that's uploaded to Larian servers, as those are completely different servers. Steam servers house your save, as well as Larian servers if you have the cross save enabled. At least it's what I'm grasping there from that, because they did have to increase their server sizes. They also did mention that hotfix 3 is currently in the oven and will include further fixes in the near future. And the actual noted changes for this patch, that they fixed an issue with save games that could occur if a save file grew too large. I definitely have concerns there, because I'm nearly 100% in completing this game. I've done literally everything in Act 1, at least that I know of, and I've done literally everything in Act 2 so far. I definitely have worries of my save file corrupting, as I've just done so much, and they, like I said, are so large in size. I hope it's all good, though. It seems like they're fixing everything, and with this new change, they're definitely even further fixing. And then they also re-enabled the Larian Cloud save game. And yeah, so I do believe that the save games for the cross-save are on Larian servers, but if you uncheck that option and you just use the Steam Cloud save, then that would also go to Steam Cloud servers, but not Larian. It's essentially thinking for like the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox releases, as those don't use Steam, so you would need another way to actually upload those save games. And yeah, I bet Larian servers are getting slammed with the cross-save stuff, as those files are massive. We also have some insane news with Metacritic. BG3 is actually number 2 all time on Metacritic. It actually passed The Legend of Zelda Tears of Kingdom, which actually has a really low user rating, at least comparative to the 96 score. It's like at an 8.3, whereas Baldur's Gate has a 97 and a 9.3 user rating. Absolutely 100% deserved, and if this game doesn't get Game of the Year, I don't know what. I honestly don't think Starfield can compete with this, but we'll have to wait and see for that game. It's gonna be a rough year for Game of the Year. Again, I'm just happy this game is getting the praise it deserves. And funnily enough, on the best PC games of all time, Disco Elysium is number 1. And funnily enough, Larian Studios actually helped with Disco Elysium. So they're basically responsible for 2 of the best games of all time on PC. Really cool to see that there, and it's definitely deserved. We also had this player engagement tracker, and this was calculating for the past Sunday, August 6th. BG3 accounted for nearly 28% of playtime spent on Steam, leading all other titles by far, including CSGO at 5%. These numbers are absolutely bonkers, and yeah, it makes sense why Steam servers went down. Can't remember if it was Sunday or Monday, but Steam servers actually went down for about 15 minutes. Not sure if it exactly pertains to BG3, but it seems like that's probably what it was. And these numbers are absolutely crazy, especially with a game without DRM, and just a single player game reaching these numbers and peaks after every developer touted that we need to have live servers in all of our games. Yeah, it's just nice to see that this is done for a change. Now, if you're a big fan of the soundtrack, they actually released the OST on Spotify. So now you can listen to the entire soundtrack for free on Spotify. I'll have a link down below to that specific link on Spotify. We'll We'll have to wait and see if they put it on YouTube, and if they do, I'll update a comment or put it updated in the description. But moving on to the D&D stuff, because this game is officially licensed and sponsored by D&D, they made official character sheets for all the Origin characters, and you can claim them completely for free. So if you do play D&D IRL, now this is definitely a go-to for some character sheets and some cool customizations there with that. It allows you to explore the game even more thoroughly and outside of the game itself. Really cool there with that. It's really cool to see that a company is actually licensing D&D or having that completely sponsored to them, and also giving out these free character sheets that are fully detailed and all done for you. So if you want to get those, I'll have a link down below on how to get those character sheets and to claim them. They also offer some digital goodies that you can look at as well, so definitely something cool to check out. Now we do have that unofficial BG3 tips and tricks Megathread, and there is a lot here with that. We got general stuff, we have inventory management, we have combat, and a host of other things here. It seems like most of it is non-spoilery, mostly just talking about the game mechanically and things that you can do on certain setups. There's also things here added from other commenters, so if you see a tip here that is very, very useful that other people aren't talking about, you're free to add your comment here, and it looks like the OP is also adding those to the topic itself. I thought about doing my own video for tips and tricks as I am playing on tactician mode. However, this looks like it will suffice for now, as there is a ton of stuff here with it. Again, links to everything that I covered should be down below in the description. Also, if you haven't seen it already, I did release my full wizard guide. This is up to level 8 hand played and all of that, including all the scrolls that I found during my playthrough, so that way you can kind of min-max that stuff there and you don't necessarily need to take a spell that you're probably going to get sometime in the future. So if you are playing wizard and you want a few tips and tricks there, I would check it out, or if you just want to check out the video itself, you can too. I know some people were commenting that they were like, wow, now I might want to play wizard because it looks really cool. And yeah, it's a really fun class to play. I'm really happy that I played it over sorcerer, although sorcerer and warlock still look really cool too. There also is a game-breaking bug with wizard that I feel I should address as well. Essentially, if you learn too many of your spells, at a certain point you won't be able to level up because you can no longer select those beginning spells. So hopefully that's patched sometime soon. Just be a little wary on learning those level 1 spells. Maybe try to keep some useless ones around the useless scrolls that you're probably never going to use, at least until they fix it. Otherwise, you won't be able to level up your character past a certain point. And this happened for somebody that was reaching level 10. So yeah, that's definitely not good. I hope this is fixed, and we'll have to wait and see on that. We also had some much smaller news here where essentially the translators for the actual game weren't added into the credits, and this was brought up by a Brazilian member of the team. Essentially, the translators for the actual text and everything were not added to the credit. So apparently with a new BG3 patch, that will be added. They did say that they're learning from the experience. It's nothing too crazy. It is unfortunate that they were left out of the credits though, so hopefully that does get fixed in the near future. But that should about cover for today's video. If you like and subscribe, and until the next one, deuces.